Mic check. I shouldn't say that. 'Cause that's Joe Budden's fucking line. I tried to have like an opening, like a rap opening.
No.
All these like turn me up in the headphones and all that shit, you know.
But you're not a rapper.
Greetings, programs. Get your ass in here. Welcome to yet another week of welfare podcasting. We call it the Geeks From Apt 2 podcast. We are recording from Apt 2 studio somewhere deep in the heart of Rock City, New York. I'm Alan One, and as always, I am the geek with a voice, the big girl's choice, the one that keeps her panties oh so moist. Sitting across from me, of course, is the co-host of the show, Brother C. What is going on?
It's me, it's Brother C. It's been a while sitting in this hot chair, being a hot man in a hot ass apartment on a hot ass day.
Okay, first of all, that is let's debunk some lies right there. First of all, it's not cold in this apartment. It is
it's hot because I'm fire.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you need to know. I bring the heat.
At some point we're gonna have to actually take a picture of us.
You know what? As the cover?
As the cover, because I'm sure it's like, what do we look like?
Well, the thing is,
what do we look like here?
Okay, so if we were to do a glorious face reveal, please make sure you have like my head near a completely contrasting background, so I don't look like the Cheshire Cat smiling in the darkness.
You are dark as fuck.
I'm dark. I'm not like freaking.
You are fucking dark as shit.
I'm not Captain Phillips dark. I'm like more of a. I'm more of a Ice Cube dark.
I end up. What?
He's dark. He's darker than you.
You're darker than. Please, you're darker than fucking Ice Cube. Are you kidding me?
Cube, not T.
Huh?
Cube, not T.
I know. Okay. I know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
And you were way darker than that.
Yeah.
There's nobody on NWA that's dark that's darker than you, nigga.
So okay, what you say?
Dre? You're darker than Dre. You're darker than Ren. You're darker than DJ Yella. You're darker than Eazy-E, and you damn sure is darker as fucking Ice Cube.
Alright,
fuck out of here. Now you just said Ghetto Boys, and I'm like,
shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you and Scarface is black as fuck.
Dang, man, you make me
sound like there's nothing wrong with it.
Make me sound like the titular tar baby.
You can't help that you went to the pigment table and got seconds. It is what it is, bro.
Man, you got SPF 5 billion running through my veins.
You don't need it though.
To stand near the sun.
You don't get sun. You can't get sunburned. You already sunburned, nigga. You permanently sunburned. I can get sunburned. I'm light skinned.
Yeah.
Nigga. Anyways, take care of some business. Is that shit out of the way. Of course, we're on YouTube, so like, share, and subscribe. Pop that bell to be notified of all new episodes. You can also get a hold of me directly at email at luckymerciless1@gmail.com. And we are on Twitter at Geeks From Apartment 2. So, brother, let's not waste no time, man, because I'm sure there's a lot to talk about.
Let's jump straight into it.
Now, the idea, let's explain why we didn't do an episode last week.
All right, real quick.
The idea was that we was going to sit and talk about, watch this movie that we're going to talk about in a minute. Yeah. And do an early review, because this particular movie that we're going to talk about in the short had not hit theaters yet. By the time we got around to watching this movie, it was right around this time last week. And when it was over, it was pretty late. So we decided, at the time anyways,
that's correct.
Now, this was not a situation like Drunken Mania.
No.
Where if we didn't do an episode and didn't explain things, then we felt like we were cheating you, the programs. But not this time. There was no explanation. We were just like, it's late. And I did think about doing an episode by myself, but I thought better of it. It's like there's no real need. We'll come back a week later.
And
we'll let some things build up. Mm-hmm. And we'll come back and talk about it. So
before we jump into that,
sure,
I'll let you kick it off. Other than what we watched, what other bullshit did you have time for?
I saw a couple movies.
Okay, enlighten me.
Well, I think we know. I think we need to set the Wayback Machine. Let's set the Wayback Machine back, because it's all related any fucking ways.
Okay, then.
So, let's talk about the movie that we saw last week that would have been an early review. We saw Brightburn.
Yeah.
And we saw it Tuesday night and come out to Friday. if you don't know the plot of this movie by now, if you've not seen the trailers or TV spots, it's basically what if Superman was an evil fucking kid.
Yeah, evil kid story.
Yeah, it's an evil kid story.
Yes.
At the end of the day, this husband and wife, Kyle and Tori. I don't forget who the actor's name. They had to play the father, but the mother was Elizabeth Banks.
Mm-hmm.
Just so happens in the beginning they're trying to have a child, and what do you know? Spaceship falls out the sky. There's an infant son. There's an infant kid in there. They keep it.
So,
and
question.
raise it as their own what?
Real quick, we doing spoilers or not? Because we can keep it clean.
No. There's not spoilers. Because that movie just came out.
Okay, keep it clean.
It's only been out. That hasn't even been out for like what, a week now?
No. So okay.
So it's not something that we should be spoiling for people. What we can say is that we both like this movie.
I found it enjoyable.
So did I. Because I thought it was an interesting take on the Superman origin story. I'm sure there's some nerd out there that says, well, you should read this particular comic. You know, like, I know there's one like Red Son, for example, where it's like, whoa, what if Superman crash landed in Russia? And now he's on the Russian side of things. But, you know, maybe that's the closest thing we get to this.
Yeah.
That being said, is it reinventing the wheel? Nah, not really. Especially like horror stuff, because people do dumb shit in this movie, especially the mom. Especially her character. Where, like, not to spoil it, but there are things that happen in this movie that can only be explained because of this kid.
Yes.
It's not like, well, this thing could have happened. Oh, it was wolves. Like that scene.
Yeah.
It was wolves. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Wolves could not have done this.
There are things that happen through the kid's life that were clear signs that, hey, you know what? Maybe we should really take this seriously, or maybe we should really address this before it becomes an issue. Now, what's really good about this movie that Superman stories never really take care of is that you don't really see that really awkward stage in your prepubescent where shit just doesn't make sense to you, and you try to be cool and you're awkward, and you try, you don't have a handle of things, and your emotions are all over the place. You don't get to see, preteen Clark Kent, where he's like doing crazy sketches in his notebook and stuff like that.
Well, I know they address it in the comics, but they don't address it, like you said, in the movies too much.
Yeah.
They kind of sort of did in the first one. But not really.
But even then, it's always he's a kid or he's a baby, and then he's kind of like in high school.
Yeah.
So you're already like past that awkward stage. You're in the I'm old enough to know that these things are a thing, like having powers and whatnot.
Right.
But
he's also finding out that, I like tits.
Yeah, and that's that's the awkward stage that this movie covers. Like, I think girls are kind of cute now.
Which they don't really which they never really explain, but I guess,
like, come on.
Let me ask you, all right, so when he's jerking it, he
can't hurt himself because it's himself.
How do you know that? It's like,
because it's like,
he can get one good jerk and like, oh shit, I fucking
it's kind of like that old question of how does Superman shave, right?
Right.
And I remember, like, the cartoons explained it. He uses his heat vision to shave his face by reflecting it into the mirror, right? But it's like, okay. You don't just learn to do that. You trial and error that shit. So, half the time he has to have, like, scalding burns on his face before he learned the right, consistency of the laser.
I don't know if he can, but he probably wouldn't anyways.
But see, that was one of the things that we kind of brought up during the movie, like, controlling your power and figuring it out. Because
and that's the other problem that I had with this movie.
Yes.
Because there are times where it seemed like he couldn't control it, and there were times where like, oh no, this motherfucker knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and that if they spent more time with him not being able to control it than him having spot on precision and understanding how to do things, like kind of like Shazam, when they're doing flight tests, and he's
Mhm.
like, I don't know how to do this. I'm figuring it out.
Yeah, I wish it was,
Like,
was a bit more of that.
Like, okay, another thing, Superman. When you figure out you have X-ray vision, wouldn't you just like leave that on for a long time? Especially at that age, you're just like, I can
Oh,
just, I can just look through girls' clothes. What? I just, but like I said,
You're 12. You shouldn't have panties on like that.
it's just one of those things where it's like, I understand that the movie has a runtime and they can only explain so much so quickly, but
it's not a franchise or
I
anything.
wish it were more of a coming to term. Like, it could still run the horror aspect,
Right.
because he is coming to grips with the fact that he's being rejected and things aren't going his way. But it's just so quick of a heel turn that kind of threw me off.
Yeah, and I think that's
like,
what a lot of people's problems with this movie is that you don't really get to know this kid, Brandon. That was the kid's name. You don't really get to know him. So it's not like he's going through this teenage angst. He's just like, well, he's just kind of a dick.
Yeah,
For no good reason.
and that's the problem. It's like, if there was a reason he was a dick, fine. Like, okay, there's the titular. He's the nerd and he's getting picked on at school, but they don't really show him doing anything to the bullies.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And so
he was Shazam to that. Shazam had the same type of plot line, but the bullies got their revenge. And while you say, like in this one, they never get their comeuppance.
No.
It's everybody else, it seems, they get
and it just so happens to be like, okay, one, I'm doing a heel turn to be the biggest dick in the world.
Yeah.
And two, it's like it's so misdirected because it's all people who are trying to actively help him.
Right.
And that was like, as I was sitting down, like thinking about it later on, I was like, this movie has good set pieces. It has real good set pieces.
Yeah.
But the build up to them are weak as fuck.
Yeah. And getting back to the mom, because let me finish that point.
Yes.
Everyone else, it seems like everybody else in this movie knows something's wrong with this kid, except for her. Where she's just like, no, I don't see. He's my son. He's my son. I will defend you. She said that.
Yes.
And maybe it's because I don't have kids of my own to sit there and be like, yeah, I know my kid's an asshole, but he's still my kid.
I think it's more of the fact that because she couldn't have kids and was gifted with this one, she wants to hold on to that as much as possible.
Yeah, but even
to her own detriment.
Yeah, but even the dad was like, "No, fuck this. This kid's fucked up. Something's wrong with this goddamn kid." But
all in all, like I said, it was an enjoyable movie.
Yeah. I'm sitting here like I'm shitting on it, but I'm not.
No.
It's not reinventing the wheel. However, there is some great gore in this movie.
Yes, great kills.
Especially one that even you and I were just like, whoa, hey, that's fucked up, man. Which we will not spoil.
No, we won't.
There is one really good kill in it,
yes.
And it's not the one that you saw on YouTube.
No,
let's put it that way. Even though that one was okay.
That one was okay, but I think
there are some other ones in this movie where it's like, holy shit.
That one that's shown in the trailer. That one reminds me of Oculus.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, you saw that movie, right?
Yes.
Remember when they have the Apple scene?
Yes.
That's what that scene reminded me of.
Okay, yeah,
because it's like glass is such a touchy thing for people.
Yeah.
Because everybody's been cut by a piece of glass in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, but you certainly don't want to get it stuck where this particular person
is stuck. You don't want to get it stuck there, and you don't want to accidentally bite into a light bulb. Unless you're one of those Guinness Book freaks.
Oh, yeah. If you're, or if you're at, what is that, Lollapalooza?
Yeah. I'm going to take a cannonball to the stomach and then eat this 747.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing this iron off my dick.
Yes.
Yeah. If you're into that shit, I guess.
Okay.
But yes, we both enjoyed Brightburn. I'll sit here and think it's a theater flick.
Do you? I think it's a bootleg flick.
But again, it's got mixed reviews, and we'll talk a little bit more about Brightburn later on.
Yep.
Or as I said at the end with box office numbers.
Yeah.
So that was that. Then Thursday of last week, another movie that I saw before it hit theaters was Aladdin. Don't ask me why I saw this movie, folks. The live action remake 2D, of course, 1992 animated classic.
Yes.
Yeah, you can. Well, I'll at least say that Aladdin's a classic now.
Yeah, Aladdin's definitely a classic. Thoughts?
I don't know what to think of this movie, fam. I just don't. Because, and I'm sure I said this before, when Aladdin first came out, I was 16 years old. So that movie completely missed me.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it later on down the road, but certainly I was at that age where I just didn't care about Disney flicks like that anymore. You know, outside of maybe their live action stuff, but they weren't really doing that.
No,
they were doing more animated stuff in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So when I grew up in, like, say, the 70s and the 80s, Disney wasn't really doing a lot of animated movies.
Yeah.
They did a lot more live action shit.
Yeah, they did.
So I grew up with shit like, you know, Black Hole and Tron and The Journey of Natty Gann and shit like that. The Flight of Navigator.
Okay.
That's what I grew up with. I didn't grow up with any of the animated stuff. It's back in once they got to like the late 80s, early 90s, then they got back to starting to do that shit again.
Now, this is your first instance with Aladdin, right? Like, you didn't see the original.
Oh, no, I saw the original.
You did.
But it was a long time ago.
But you don't remember it.
It was I only saw it once.
Okay.
You know. So I don't have those points of references. It's like, well, this is different and this is different. What I will say, though, is Will Smith is a genie. He was okay. He should never sing, ever. Oh, no, he sings in this fucking movie.
Yes, I know.
And I was just like, oh, no. I would have been just happier if he rapped through this whole fucking thing, to be honest with you. Plus, again, having not, you know, grown up with that version, I understand the whole Robin Williams thing.
Yeah.
And it was gonna be hard for anyone to play.
And he acknowledges that. He's like, look, Robin Williams did that role perfectly, so I'm not even gonna try to fill his shoes. There's no replacing.
And you can't, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but the genie was he could do things in that cartoon that he could not do in a live action version.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And that's part of the problem, because Will Smith is not always blue in this.
Yeah.
He looks normal in this movie. And I'm sure that wasn't, you know, that didn't...
That's not the case.
Yeah, that didn't sit right with the fans of this movie. Just like Jasmine, I guess, is different. She's more feminized. She's more... How do I explain? She's more headstrong this time around.
Okay, no, you know, Jasmine was.
But again, I don't know. I don't have a horse in this race.
Okay, so let me put. I'll ask you about characters. This is the best way we can go about this, since you don't really have.
Okay, yeah. Why don't you do that?
Okay, so Jasmine's more headstrong, and is she hot? Is she cute?
Oh, she's good looking.
Okay, so that Jasmine's filled. Okay, because Jasmine's was always the princess who wanted to get out the castle.
Did she have a
tiger?
No. Okay. Yeah. She had a tiger, right?
Yes.
Or the tiger's still there?
Yeah, tiger's there. Okay.
Does she have a maiden, like a handmaiden?
Not really.
So that whole part is different. So she has a handmaiden in this one, who's just as high, by the way.
Okay.
So I don't know if that was the case. Iago doesn't really talk in this one.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, there's no Gilbert Gottfried shit this time around.
Damn, that's a shame.
He kind of sort of talks, but not really.
Because one of the things about the original was Iago was just dark humor, comic relief. And he was great, because while Genie was there for lighthearted stuff, Iago was just there being a shitheel the whole movie. I
can tell you not this time around.
Okay, Jafar. Just Arab-looking guy. Menacing.
Yeah, and he really did come off of this one as just a generic heel.
Really?
It's just a generic
because Jafar is yet again a very, very prominent role in that. He's Scar. He's Scar with magic. If you can imagine Scar from Lion King, but
in this version he just came off like a
generic,
a substandard Marvel villain.
Oh, that's a shame.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so the Sultan, Jasmine's dad, is he in?
Yeah, he was in it. He was just kind of there.
He was just kind of
He
there.
was just kind of there.
Yeah, okay, because
and then you have Aladdin.
Aladdin.
You know, the type of character.
Yes.
And he was fine.
He was fine. Okay, see, because a
little bland. I say a little bland.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, he was fine.
Because the thing about Aladdin, the classic, right, is that there are essentially 3 characters of note. Genie.
Right.
Because the whole deal with Genie is that in the classic, I mean, he was doing goofy face transfers, like Jack Nicholson jokes and stuff
and
like
you
that.
You don't get that design.
And I assume you won't.
Yeah, you don't get that.
So that's a shame, but that's cartoons, right? Iago did a lot more talking because he was pretty Jafar's a schemer, but you need to be able to get inside his head, and Iago was kind of that vehicle, and he did so via jokes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the carpet was actually
okay, the carpet is in this one. It does have a life of its own.
Does it? Okay, because the carpet
it does have that, yeah.
The carpet and Apu, right?
And Apu, yeah.
They're like kind of, if you put them together, they're kind of like one character.
Yeah.
Where they kind of just do physical comedy with each other. And they do physical comedy with Aladdin.
Well.
Okay, cool.
It happens in this one as well.
So, I mean, Aladdin and Jasmine are there because you need a protagonist and you need a princess. But the movie doesn't really, I mean, Aladdin does things, Genie does things. Jasmine really doesn't do anything. She's just kind of...
Yeah, and I guess for me, now I did have a problem with this because it was the IX bet version of this.
Yeah.
So there was a dirty pirate cut.
Shadow people.
Oh, they had shadow people in that as well, but it had a real dirty pirate cut.
Okay.
In the middle of a musical number.
Yeah.
And they do have, I guess, the songs in tag like A Whole New World. They do that. Friend Like Me. But I heard that there's, from what I understood, there are new songs to this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess your enjoyment of this movie is completely dependent on where you stand with the original. If you grew up with that, I can see where the remake is going to really piss you off. Like most remakes will. You know? But hey, like I said before, hey Thundercats, how's it feel to have your childhood raped in front of you?
Yeah,
You've seen that. I've seen that.
We both been through it.
Yeah, now you're going through it.
Yeah.
Is it a theater bootleg movie? It's fine. I say wait till the Disney app comes out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just wait till the Disney app comes out. I'm not gonna say here.
Flicks.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say go out and see that shit.
Right.
Now, then, what was it? I say like Saturday. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Same day I got this sweet ass Metallica shirt I got on.
Yep. So the movie I was waiting for.
John Wick Chapter 3.
Yep.
So this to fly of this one it starts off exactly where the last one ended.
Awesome.
So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to spoil that for people out there. But at the end of John Wick Chapter 2, he killed a person in the Continental, which is against the rules. You cannot kill anyone
in the Continental.
And he did, and because of that, he is now excommunicado.
Yep.
And there's a $14 million bounty on his head, and the head of the Continental, played by Ian McShane, gives him an hour head start until, the contract goes out. Yeah. Until every assassin in the world comes after this.
This is what Smoking Aces should have been.
Sure.
No, Smoking Aces 2, I should.
Yeah, because part
1 is fine.
Yeah, part 1's great. I like part 1. Part 2, not so much.
No. It's
stupid as fuck. And that's pretty much applied to this now. It's like, now he's got to stay alive.
Yes.
Let me tell you something, see.
Yes.
This franchise is the rare franchise where I didn't like the first one. I thought the first one was overrated.
Yep.
But it gets better as the story goes on.
Yes.
Because I went to Chapter 2 with very low expectations, but it was pleasantly surprised.
You enjoyed it.
And Part 3 might be the best one.
Really?
Out of all of them so far.
Now,
it is relentless. The action scenes, there is set piece after set piece after set piece after set piece. It is never boring. there's so many times you're just going to be like, whoa, oh, hey, word. Some great kills, some very inventive kills. Even the part with the dogs, like Halle Berry's dogs.
Yes.
Because at some point he meets Halle Berry and he has a marker for her.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, well, guess what? You say you can't help me, but here's this marker over here that says you got to fucking help me now.
Yes.
So get up off your ass and get your dogs and let's go.
Yes.
Even the stuff with the dogs was interesting. There is one scene, though, and I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a scene with these dogs where you're going to be like, get the fuck out of here. What? Word?
Now, the funniest thing is that I was perusing YouTube, right? And I'm not sure if I showed you this for John Wick 2, but the 3-gun training that he does.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They show him going through the course, bang, 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 shooting. It's just like shooting the targets in the beginning of Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
And they show him going through the course over and over and over again. And so they put up his course training that he did for 3. This guy is literally John Wick. Like, he is literally legit good with these fucking guns. They show him what the pistol. Now, mind you, his hand is bandaged because he cut his hand. And so he's firing off these guns, hands wrapped.
Yeah, and there's
slide reloading a fucking shotgun.
There's a reason for that in the movie.
Yes.
There's a reason for that.
And he's slide reloading, and he's like bing, 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 bing. Just.
So this is not just.
This is not just
for show.
For show. He practiced this.
Legit good with these guns. What it shows in this movie, let me tell you.
And if you get a chance to see this video, just type in John Wick gun training.
Yeah.
In YouTube. And it's like a 5-minute video, and it's just, they put the stopwatch near his ear, beep, go, hit the course, bang, 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 switch guns, bang. I've never seen someone pump a shotgun, slide it open, hand just goes over it like butter, closes, and then just pump off more shots.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I was just like,
damn, this
I was like, dope, man. Yo.
This motherfucker.
And then
think about it. We sit here all the time like I shouldn't be surprised. I don't think either one of us should be surprised.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, it just started with him. Yeah, he's done 3 John Wick movies. He also did 3 Matrix movies. Yeah. Before that, he did Point Break.
Yeah.
I think, like we said before, Keanu Reeves is really a more underrated action star.
Oh, yeah, he is.
We don't look at him the same way we look at, say, Stallone, for example.
Bruce Willis. Or
Bruce Willis. Like or Vin Diesel, for that matter. Even somebody like The Rock.
Yes.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we don't always look at Keanu Reeves that way because, he's done other things, but it's like, yeah, this motherfucker knows kung fu and is good with guns.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I was like, yet again, going further down this, rabbit hole, and they showed off the jiu-jitsu training that he was doing, and he worked with, like, grandmasters at jiu-jitsu, and they were like, okay, you can do this. Let's see if you can do it. Oh, you can do this. Let's build it up until we figure out something you can't do. Oh, he can do it all. He's on the mats with the greats, and he's keeping up. And the stunt team is like, well, we'll keep working with him, and that's why everything that he does in the movie looks so fluid because he actually put in these grueling hours of being thrown all over the place to legit understand how these moves work.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where, I mean, Keanu Reeves is probably one of the best actors to date. He shows.
He's certainly a good action star.
He's a fantastic action star.
I'll give him, and I also give Halle Berry a lot of credit too because she's great in that. In these action scenes. For both these guys to be the age that they are, to be able to still do some of the stuff that they do, I was very impressed. I was very impressed by it. Like I said, just so many great set pieces. I think the only ones that kind of sort of didn't work for me was towards the end because it felt, when you see it, it feels very Game of Death mixed with Enter the Dragon.
But
when you see it, it's like. Yeah. Okay, I've seen this before.
Yeah, but the thing is that I love just like specialty like killers going after each other type movies. Like what like anything like where you have gangs going after each other, like the Warriors or the Domestics, or anything where it's like get that one guy and everybody use your specialty to get that one guy.
Yeah,
that's cool.
The Man with the Iron Fist.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
Definitely a theater movie then.
John Wick, Chapter 3. Not only is it a theater movie.
Yes.
This is gonna blow your fucking mind.
You're gonna go see it in the theater.
No. I will put it up there as one of the best action movies I've seen in the last 5 years.
Wow.
I will put that up there with The Raid.
Oh wow.
Fury Road.
Ooh.
Baby Driver, and there was another one. There was another one that I liked. But yeah, those three.
Oof.
Those three.
That's
I'll put
high
it up
fucking
there
accolades.
with that because it is that good.
Moment to moment,
I can understand some people's point where it's like, yeah, by the end you're so desensitized here because this dude just killed like 300 fucking people. You know what I'm saying? But it's the way that it was shot. It's the way that some of the most inventive kills I've seen in quite some time.
And that's the fun of John Wick because you could just shoot a guy, but you could shoot a chandelier and then spin it around and then turn it into a buzzsaw.
There's a lot of just fantastic kills in this movie.
I can't.
And I will definitely put that up there with those movies.
That's going to be a date movie.
This is definitely a movie that you need to see. And like I said, one of the best action movies that I've seen in quite some time.
Nice.
Very, very good.
Speaking of action movies, wait, before I start, do you have anything else you would like to add to your week?
I saw bits and pieces of Double or Nothing.
Wrestling?
Yeah, the AEW show.
Oh, okay.
Let's get a little bit of wrestling.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Actually, I only bring it up. From what I saw, it was a fun show.
Yeah.
And to give people an idea of a little back history of AEW. So Cody Rhodes, who is the son of the late great Hall of Famer Dusty Rhodes, and brother of Dustin Rhodes, aka Goldust. Once upon a time, him and I forgot his wife was in WWE as well.
Really?
Yeah, she was an announcer at one point.
Huh.
He had moderate success in WWE, and so he left and went to Japan. He reinvented himself. He was American Nightmare and leader of the famous Bullet Club at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And then that splintered off into another group called the Elite. Was him, the Young Bucks, and your boy, Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega.
Right?
Yep.
So at some point they announced that they're going to, all these guys got together, put some money up, and found a billionaire, one of the owners of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
And they announced they're going to do their own wrestling company called All Elite Wrestling. This is about a year or so ago.
Mm-hmm.
Their first show was All In, which happened last year in Chicago. 10,000 seat arena. Mm-hmm. And at the time, people, when I say people, I say wrestling journalists, said there's no way.
Sold out instantaneously, didn't it?
There's no way they're going to sell this out. Those tickets were on sale Mother's Day of last year. Sold out the first day. Same thing happened with Double or Nothing in Vegas, this past one. Now, I only bring up AEW for two reasons. One is that even before this pay-per-view happened, they announced that they inked a deal, a TV deal. They're going to do a weekly show.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be on TNT, which is significant.
Yes.
Because that means it's the first time pro wrestling has been on TNT, Turner, in 18 years. Since the fall of WCW. That's a big deal for a wrestling organization that has only done 2 shows so far.
Yeah.
To ink a deal with TNT. That's number one. Number two, after weeks of speculation, is he going to show up? He's not going to show up. Dean Ambrose, a.k.a. Jon Moxley, had showed up at Double or Nothing. He is officially signed to AEW.
Nice.
So, big deal for them to get him. And I root for AEW. Matter of fact, I'm going to get that Double or Nothing shirt. I like the logo. So I'm going to get it on Friday.
Yeah, I'm rooting for them too. I mean, the biggest name we have is WWE.
Yeah.
And competition is good. It's good for business.
WWE's been stagnant for so long, and it needs something to shake it up.
Time traveling. We need super hype production like Subterranean Lucha. That's what we need.
Well, it just needs to do everything that WWE doesn't do.
Yeah.
Like, for example, bloodbaths.
Yeah.
You don't get that in WWE. Guy that ate Double or Nothing. with the Cody and Dustin Rhodes, because Cody wrestled his brother, and it was a fucking bloodbath. So was Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega. It was a bloodbath as well.
Nice.
So, cuss words and all that. Yeah, do everything that WWE just can't do.
Yeah.
I for no other reason than it gives guys and gals another place to work at.
Yeah.
Which is always a good thing. You don't like WWE? Where are you going to go? Where are you really going to go?
Go over here.
You can go to Japan, maybe. Maybe you go to the Indies. Here's another place that you can go to and hopefully, make a living.
Get your shine there.
Get your shine there. I won't be surprised if, say, CM Punk ends up in AEW.
I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up there, too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I can see that happening.
Like, if that does happen, that'd be the biggest get they get.
CM Punk.
That'd be a huge get.
So that's why I bring it up. But that wasn't the only show that happened since we've been away from these mics.
Mm-hmm.
Saw the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. That happened the Sunday before Double or Nothing. Mm-hmm. And as I told you off mic, and I tell people on here, it is the most fun show they've done so far this year. Okay. That was a good show. Yeah. From almost start to finish. The women's ladder match was great. Which Bailey won, by the way.
Yes, Bagels.
Yeah, your girl Bagels won that.
I'm not a girl. I'm not a hugger.
Well,
Irish last kicker.
With the
man.
Yeah, well, guess what?
Yeah, I know. She's
no longer Becky 2 belts. She's Becky 1 belt because she lost the SmackDown belt.
Yeah, that's fine.
But to Charlotte, who kept it for 3 minutes.
To the real man.
And then she lost it because Bailey cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yes.
That was a fun match, and the men's ladder match was good as well.
Okay.
So, fun show all around.
Cool.
And that's pretty much all I really got for now.
Mm-hmm.
I see that the Konami's got a whole bunch of collections coming out.
I didn't even notice that. I haven't.
Konami, they already came out with the Castlevania one.
Oh yeah.
So,
which is weird.
Yeah, you know what? Not a real big Castlevania fan. To be honest, I only played the first 2.
And the thing about because I do remember seeing the commercial for it. So they have Castlevania 1, 2, 3, 4. The one that came on Super Nintendo and Rondo of Blood, right? Which is like Castlevania 5.
And Symphony of the Night.
Nah. See, that's the thing.
That is one of them.
No, Symphony of the Night is not on that collection because Symphony of the Night is on another collection.
I could have swore.
They split that up.
I could have swore that Symphony of the Night's on there.
Nah, it's not. They have 2 Game Boy versions of Castlevania, right? So, the Symphony of the Night one is a split collection where Symphony of the Night and I think Rondo of Blood, Super, whatever. And that's the thing about the second collection is that it has a bunch of Castlevanias that suck. Like, Castlevania 2 is garbage. It's very difficult. If you don't know, the secret to getting past, the first, big area, you just get stuck in that game.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there's no Symphony of the Night. And the thing...
Castlevania 1, 2, 3, Super Castlevania 4,
mm-hmm.
Bloodlines,
that's what it is.
The Castlevania Adventure, Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge, and Kid Dracula.
Yes, Kid Dracula is the skateboard one. Which is really, really, not even, real.
Yeah. Well, why do I care?
You're not going to get it, and I ain't going to get it either.
Fuck out of here. However,
yes.
Konami also announced a couple days ago another collection. The Contra collection.
Okay, that's a different story. Because
now that one has Contra, the arcade version of Contra.
Okay.
The NES version of Contra. Super Contra. Contra 3.
Hardcore?
Hardcore, yes. Hardcore is on that one.
Okay.
Operation C, the Game Boy version, and another version.
Damn it.
Here's the thing.
I want the PlayStation one. That one was so dope.
I don't think I had a PlayStation 1.
Oh, man.
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I get it, but I already have the 2 that I liked in the first place.
Yeah,
I can just play that one anytime I want.
Yeah, you can.
But if I didn't have those, I would definitely pick it up. For $20,
Yeah, it's a good game.
Like, what? Of course. But my thing is, if you're gonna do this,
Just get
you better have the fucking code on there still.
Yeah,
Because those games are rough.
Right. A, B, select, start.
That's right. And those games are rough.
I was going to get that tattooed on my arm.
I thought about getting that.
I was going to get the Konami code.
But, yeah, my hand.
There you go, lady.
I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that. But, yeah, that is pretty cool that they're coming out with that.
Okay, cool.
Let's keep with video games for a second.
All right.
I don't know if this might be a rumor. It might be true.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I heard, the Call of Duty game that's coming out next year will be the final Call of Duty game.
No, okay? Do you know the title?
What's it?
Of the Modern Warfare.
Oh, they're going back to that?
No, they're literally calling it Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Okay.
They're not going back to it. They're just okay. So the thing is that I didn't know this. I actually learned about this off a YouTube video, right? That when Modern Warfare came out, right, it was such a huge success that remember when Modern Warfare 2 came out, Call of Duty was in tiny little letters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because their original intent was to just scrub the Call of Duty name and rebrand it as Modern Warfare. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But the Call of Duty name was so strong with it that they couldn't remove it. So they kept Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and now I think they're going back to that, and they might just scrub the name and just call it Modern Warfare. Because Call of Duty name is it's losing its luster, dude.
But that's what I'm saying now.
Okay.
If that is true,
mm-hmm.
and the one that comes out in 2020 is the last one.
Mm-hmm.
I've made peace with this now.
Yeah.
Because that's a franchise that's been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
A very, very long time. And, there were games before Modern Warfare, obviously.
Yep.
But I got into it during the Modern Warfare days.
Modern Warfare days, like
and
most
I played every last one of them. You and I have played
for good and for ill.
Last one of these games. Except for maybe World at War. That's the one that got away from us.
Yes.
Kind of. But we played the rest of them. Some we played for the entire year. From the day that game dropped to whenever the next one came out.
Every season pass map got golden diamond guns.
Yep. Prestige owls.
Prestige, yep.
Then it seems like 3,000 headshots on people.
But as time progressed and our time, I wouldn't even say became more limited, but the game started demanding more of your time.
Yeah, not only that, but for me personally, there was a time where I would debate people about Call of Duty and say, no, there is no better shooter out there than Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
But Battlefield?
Wasn't coming. I drove a plane.
Halo? Fuck out of here. Destiny? Get the fuck out of here.
I tried.
But here's the thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
As time went on, there were shooters that came out that I thought some years were better than Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like Titanfall, for example. Both of them.
Both of them, yep.
Was it the first, I guess not the first Battlefront, but the first Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah.
I had a blast playing that game. And, more importantly, Overwatch. Overwatch came out of nowhere for me. And I adore that game.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't played it in a long time, but when it came out,
we sunk hours.
I felt that was a game changer when that game first came out. I was like, wow, here's an objective-based shooter that I actually enjoy playing.
Because all we did
was team deathmatch,
TDM,
and I didn't play like seek and destroy or capture the flag and stuff like that. And Overwatch made a believer out of me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And now, but here's the other thing. Now I feel like the first-person shooter genre is going in a different direction anyways.
Yeah.
Because of stuff like Fortnite.
Yeah.
And PUBG. And even something like Blackout, even though I'm not a fan of or Apex Legends.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan of those type of shooters. They're just not for me. Doesn't mean that they're bad. It's just not for me. Yeah, I will say this. I enjoy watching other people play Fortnite.
You like watching them lose their shit.
Lose their shit over this game. It's always fucking funny to me. And I feel like that's where it's going. Those days of stuff like Killzone and Call of Duty and even stuff like Gears of War, those days may be done.
Yeah.
For now.
And that's
So if it's
and that's
going in
fine.
that direction, Activision needs to now say, okay, you know what? We did all we could with Call of Duty, because that's the other thing. Where else do you go with this franchise? To your point, if they're just going back to Modern Warfare, who the fuck cares now?
Yeah.
You've done that already. You've done World War II. You've done Vietnam. You've done modern day. You've done the future.
You know where you go? You
What?
go further in the past.
Westerns?
We go. We
You go World War One? They tried that already.
We go further. We go to where Far Cry is gone. We go
prehistoric days.
We go prehistoric days.
Where it's nothing.
You got rock and bigger rock,
glove and arrows.
You know what's funny? Because I was speaking to a friend of the show, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, "Man, you know what? I would really love. I would like a Call of Duty that was like in medieval times, and you got like a crossbow, or you got like a sling and a sword and a shield, and you could run around and you could just." I was like, "Yeah, it's called Chivalry. That game exists already.
Right.
You have a spear, or you could throw your spear and you'll one shot somebody, but there's still 50 other people that have swords and shit.
It's time for Activision to
hang up the hat.
Oh, for now.
Yeah, for now.
For now, because do I think it's the end of Call of Duty? No. But I do think it needs to take a long fucking break.
They crank one out every year.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Where it's like, every summer or midsummer, we get that trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The multiplayer reveal, the next Call of Duty, and it's always just like that was coming.
Yeah.
Until the day comes when that doesn't happen anymore.
And that's fine. You know what?
That's
what
fine.
What would be good about that is that, okay, guess what? Now your $100 season pass that you paid for will have some legs to it. Because really, it's that feeling that you get when you play Madden, and for those really diehard Madden or NBA heads that have shelf after shelf from like 2000 till now of obsolete games. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not gonna go back and play last year's 2K. You can go back and play last year's Call of Duty.
Sure, you can play the World Tour like we did.
Yeah, you can do the World Tour like we did, but the more and more of those Madden stacks you get, the more and more you see, this is money I'm wasting. Especially since they're not functional upgrades, they're just roster upgrades. Yeah. Or they're like, okay, we've tweaked the hit stick now. It was fine before. It was fine last year. Yeah. I like that hit stick. What did you do now? Stuff like that.
Yeah. The idea for me is that, you need to put it on the shelf and bring it back out when nobody's thinking of it.
Yeah.
When it's no longer like, oh, well, we didn't get that trailer this year. Give it like another 5 years and then do it.
What I always say is this, right? What they need to do is have a Call of Duty greatest hits, right?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Where it's just the fan-voted maps.
Yep, a separate game. Multiplayer only, and just the top, let's say 50 maps.
Yeah.
Like the top 15 greatest maps of all time. But in doing so, now, because there are maps in this game where the physics, it depends on the physics.
Yeah.
For example, can't really do Detroit from, say, Advanced Warfare, because if you try to do it without the boosting, it's not going to work.
Well, see, the thing is this. If you look at how movement has been in Call of Duty from like the first to now.
Yeah.
The only thing that has been inconsistent is the double jumping stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because in Advanced Warfare, you had that exosuit air dashing stuff that they scrubbed. And other than that, all you have is wall running. That's the only functional thing that they have.
Yeah, I mean,
and to even mitigate that, everybody has like those grappling hook things or whatever. So there you go.
There are maps. Like, I can name 5 right now that if they did that,
I would buy
it. No matter what iteration you do that in, it'll still work.
Yeah, like Skid Row,
Hijacked.
They've done
Nuketown.
Nuketown's a given.
Nuketown, obviously a given. I think Nuketown.
Terminal.
Yep.
What's the Nuketown Terminal. Subbase, Rust.
The ones that just keep coming back. It's the one from Black Ops 2.
Firing Range.
Firing Range, you gotta put that on there, yep.
And those
I even put something like Strikeout.
Strikeout, yep. That's the baseball field.
Yeah, one. Strikeout, yeah.
So yeah, Firing Range, Strikeout, that worked. I would even say that really, really huge castle one that was obnoxiously big.
Oh, for fucking Ghost? Oh, fuck no.
Yes, you know why?
What?
You know why? Because you do need the maps the 5 maps we picked so far were all the smallest maps, which is fine for skirmishing and stuff like that. But you don't want that container crate shit. You remember that one where it was like, okay, guess what? Everybody.
Oh, you mean from Black Ops 2?
Yes.
Right.
Where it was like shipyard or something like that, and all you had were container crates, and it was the size of Nuketown, and a grenade will kill you.
I mean, there's only 5. There's 10 left, but I would not pick the castle one.
I would.
I would pick some more bigger maps, but I wouldn't pick that's not one I would pick.
I would. Pick
the one with the bunkers from the first Modern Warfare 2. The one with the bunkers.
Okay.
I'd pick that one.
That's a good one.
That's a nice long map.
I picked that beach one from World at War, where we kept calling. Was it Dunkirk?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was. Where you had the 2 houses.
Yeah, World War II.
And yeah, that was another good one. So there are ways to.
There's ways around this, but I would definitely. I don't know why Activision has not done that. Why they just don't do like, hey, listen,
because
if this is the last one, if next year's the last one, that's what they should do.
Yeah.
It's just say like, okay, this is the last time. This is the last one we're ever going to give you guys, or at least for a while.
Yeah.
So y'all can have a vote. We're going to pick the top 10 to 15 best maps, and that's what you get. This is what you get now, and this is it.
All right.
Right. So that's all I got. So what time did you have bullshit for?
I had time for some really slack jaw bullshit. All right, let's go over movies first.
Sure.
So, I watched a few movies this week. I went back and watched Legend of Drunken Master with Jackie Chan. Watched that yesterday.
Okay.
It was buried. You never seen it?
Drunken Master?
It was a great movie. It was buried at the bottom of the action list on Netflix, and I'm talking in like the very bottom, past Bollywood shit.
Right.
And I was very surprised I saw it. I was like, they have this movie on here? Fuck yeah, I'm watching it. As I spoke to you off cam, I saw The Domestics.
Right.
I thought that was a very fun movie, kind of goofy. But hey, it's a good time. It's the Warriors with domesticated suburbanites.
Yeah.
I watched, because you brought this up and it reminded me, I watched Triple X.
The first one?
No. The third one. The Return of Xander Cage.
Oh, I have not seen that.
With the most hilarious scene that we were just like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. Motorcycles riding in the ocean. This movie is dumb as fuck. Dumb as fuck to the degree where it's like, my friend was sitting there and she was saying, hey, why the fuck are they riding motorcycles in the ocean? Better yet, where were these skis for the motorcycle hitting on the motorcycle? These are regular ass dirt bikes. And I was like, you know what? I don't understand. How did you jump off this building through tempered glass and not just slide off the side of the building and die? I don't know. How come you can just yank somebody's body out of a high-flying plane and their like spine not snap in half because they're being dragged out by like a pallet filled with military-grade shit? I don't know. It's a movie, and it has Vin Diesel in it. Oh, guess what? Remember that you might not remember the trailer, but this happens all the way in the beginning of the movie, where he's skiing in the Amazon.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So
I do remember that part.
So there were several things about that fucking scene where I was like, all right. So first of all, he's stealing like from a satellite dish, right?
Yes.
So he takes these skis and he goes through the jungle, right? At the bottom of this jungle is a favela, right? So he and this is in like the Dominican Republic. So in the favela, there's a bunch of kids and he has a skateboard there, right? It's already there waiting for him as a triple X symbol on it. It's waiting there. Kids give him the skateboard. So now he rides the skateboard down like one of these San Francisco steep hills, but it's a highway, right? So he's grabbing cars and he's swerving through traffic. People are like, hey, it's Xander. Hey, look at that guy. He's a cool guy. So he ends up getting to like the beach. And you see these guys with guns standing around. He runs on a boat. He plugs this in. And the whole like community's TVs go from being fuzzy to showing the soccer game, right? They're like, yay, he did it. And I'm standing there. I'm like, wait. Did he set this up? Is this a regular commute? Is this something that he does on the daily? And someone asked a very, very succinct question. Why don't you just pay for the cable so everybody can watch it? Because you can just pay them. You have the money.
You have to go through all this rigmarole.
Yeah. He's like, why would I line the pockets of these fat cats? I'm sticking it to the man, Vitamin Johann style, by stealing it. And I'm just like, go fuck yourself.
Oh,
so
that movie, the first one.
Yeah, no, it's just and that's the thing. You gotta take it with a grain of salt until I'm gonna you know what, I'm gonna semi-spoil this movie because this is an ensemble movie, right? And he's like, they need him to stop this rogue group that stole this thing that can drop satellites from the sky, right?
Right.
So he's given this like straight lace, jack cut military team. He's like, I can't work with them. I can only work with people I trust. Cue the Suicide Squad montage. First we get Jungle Lady, who's friend of animals and fuck that, I'm gonna hunt the poachers. So you get titular bob cut, blue-haired lesbian huntress.
Mm-hmm.
You get crazy English guy who makes a living crashing cars. They don't really specify whether he's a stunt driver or whatnot. They just show him crashing cars into like buildings. You get Asian guy who's a DJ. He doesn't make sense. He's just a DJ. And you get like
wait, what is he? What does he do in the movie? Did he just play the theme song?
Yes.
That's all he does. Like wait,
like
you're just
you remember
Skrillex?
You remember the Simpsons episode with Nightboat, and they always conveniently found like a lake or a river for a Nightboat to go on, or else he can't do his job. Yeah, he's that. Like it just so happens that
because I didn't see that episode.
Yes.
He's like the guy in Suicide Squad. All he does is just climb shit.
Yes.
Yes.
Or literally, he's Max Ray from the Centurions.
That's a deep fucking cut.
Yeah.
That's a deep cut. There's a lot of Thundercats is like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? What the fuck is a goddamn Centurions?
Look up Max Ray, look up Centurions, and you'll get the fucking joke.
Right.
Because he doesn't work without water.
Yeah, right. He's useless.
So
if there's no water, he can't do anything. You're the Aquaman of fucking Centurions.
Yes.
You're not like Ace McCloud.
The air is everywhere.
You can fly.
Or Jake Roxwell, who there's ground everywhere.
Right. Your whole thing is that you have a boat. You can't put this boat on gravel.
I'm gonna drop the sea mine on the sidewalk and hope someone trips on it.
You know, I never really thought about that until right now. Like, hey, he's fucking right. This motherfucker's useless.
Fucking useless. And there, you know what? Slight digression. There are a bunch of episodes where he just wears his Centurion shit and stands on land and does land shit in his water shit.
Yeah,
it's stupid.
Yeah.
So Party Guy, they concoct the scene where, oh man, we gotta like get onto this this evil island lair that just so happens to be hosting like illegal underground rave. And I'm like, wait, why is this rave island? The criminals don't just have raves. Apparently they do here. Long story short, the people that he's hunting down are ex-XXX members. So he's hunting his own kind. And yeah, Ice Cube shows up in the middle of this movie.
Of course he does.
Yeah. And that's all I'm going to say. It's a stupid movie. It's a fun movie.
Does Exhibit show up too? Because
No,
he was
he
in
doesn't.
the State of the Union.
He's not a XXX. He's just a helper. But Cube shows up, and it's fucking hilarious, and it's goofy, and it's fun. I did watch another movie, but I can't remember, so fuck that.
Well, I know we didn't talk about this on mic, but now we can.
Yes.
What did you think of the Game of Thrones finale?
Oh man,
the very last episode.
Yeah, fuck. I took enough mind bleach to forget.
Really?
But you reminded me how much I hated it.
Really?
And it was
that's the general consensus I'm getting. Like, boy, this did not end in the way you wanted to end.
You know what it is? Imagine, if you will, someone like made you the tastiest Long Island iced tea that you ever fucking had, right?
Okay.
And at the bottom of this Long Island iced tea, there's a dissolved piece of shit in it. And you're just like,
man, is that bad?
You're like, fuck, man.
Is that bad?
This tea was good. This tea was great.
I would let you spoil it if these mics weren't in front of me right now.
No,
I don't want to spoil it for people.
No, see, the thing about it is,
I'd be like, well, who won? Who won at the end?
No one wins. See, the thing about it is this: is that it was rushed, and okay, you know what it is? You know what this movie is? I mean, this ending is. Imagine I'm going to take one of your favorite movies of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine Flash Gordon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine it doesn't end the way it does, but it ends with. And at the very end, Flash Gordon went home and sat on his couch. The end. That's it. Like, wait, what happened to everybody else in space? The end. That's what the fuck you get.
Well,
no, the end.
No. I get what you're saying, but my point is that the books are still going on.
Okay, so
right?
so George R.R. Martin, right?
Okay.
Like he's finishing up the books.
That's what I mean. Like the books are still going on.
No, it's one book, the last book. It's being written.
Yeah, so the book is going to end obviously differently than the show does.
It is. But the problem is this.
Problem with this.
The problem with it is this: is that it's like, you know how like you said you like the first 2/3 of the movie, but the last one shit the bed. This one shat the bed, then rolled in it, and then like shoved it down his shirt. It's just one of those things where it's like, man, these characters are so smart. Like, someone so smart wouldn't let that. Like, you don't. Mr. Wizard doesn't take a fork and shove it in the socket on the last fuck episode. That's not how he goes out. It's just like Batman Superman, like with Martha. Like, no, that's not how this ends.
Yeah.
This is not how we do things, and that's what it is. It's like you have build-up, and people do smart things, and do, like, really complicated House of Card moves, and you're like, oh, shit, that's smart. But it's like I said, imagine if we, like, decided to rob a bank, and we got all the guns, then we get to the bank, and no one brandishes a gun because we forgot we are holding guns in our hands. And then we all get shot. And you're just like, well, we have guns.
I've heard that nobody's happy with it.
No one likes it because it's terrible.
It's as bad as the end of Sopranos.
I would even say, in hindsight, the end of Sopranos is spectacular compared to this.
Really? It's that bad?
It's that bad.
Wow.
It's like, you know what? If I were to recommend this to somebody, I would say stop at season 4.
There's a friend of mine on Facebook. It was like that had the best quote.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, your dragon show didn't end good.
You know what? It's like, okay, I would have been happier if at the very end, Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon said, come with me if you want to live. And then they just show DreamWorks, How to Train Your Dragons in theaters this summer.
It was all just one big ploy for the next fucking
yes, either that
movie.
or someone wakes up and says, it was all a dream.
Oh, you would have been happy with that.
I would have been fine with that.
You would have been happy if at the end of Game of Thrones, it cuts to modern times, and it's just some retarded kid.
Yep, licking his elbows.
With a couple of dragons just cracking them together. Like, I
would have been fine because you know what?
They won the Game of Thrones. You'd have been like, fuck out of here.
Let me tell you how stupid it gets, right? Let me tell you how. I'm gonna tell you the how stupid it gets. You've seen a picture of the actual Iron Throne with the swords in it and shit, right?
Yeah. I mean, I did watch the first.
Okay. So you know how important this throne is, right? Now, conceptually, it's a human construct forged in dragonfire, unbreakable, right? And it's very powerful. It's a very powerful image, right? To humans, right? People see this throne and they're like, whoever sits in that owns the fucking world, right? Would a dragon know this? Because the dragon lands in front of the throne and fucking autistic screams at it and then melts it with its flame breath and then flies off. And it's like, how does the dragon know the symbolic significance of this chair? It doesn't. It's a fucking dragon. That's like your dog or my dog going to something that upsets me, like a bill, like bills, a stack of bills. Going to that stack of bills, looks at me, looks at the bills, and then shreds them, and then takes a piss on them. How does the dog know that these bills make me upset? It's a dog. Well, they don't know.
They have instincts.
But they don't have...
They know sometimes when you're upset.
They don't understand that... Oh, wait, let me preface this. How would the dog know that these things cause me angst if I'm dead?
Well, that's true.
Okay. I didn't preface that.
Oh, okay.
The person who controls the dragons, spoiler alert, is dead. So now the dragons are just walking around. The dragon is walking around and it's like, my owner is dead. I see this chair. I'm going to melt the chair. That's it. And then flies off with the dead body. So, yeah.
Okay.
It was stupid.
Well, I'm sorry for all you that spent 8 years.
You know what?
This point.
Does
it get pissed on at the end?
I look at it like this.
Show.
I look at it like this. One, I'm glad at least it ended because I read a lot of things that have not ended and probably won't ever end, and it upsets me knowing that I won't get like that circle to close. But at the same time, I enjoyed the journey, just that it has a shit ending.
Yeah.
You can't take away the enjoyment that you had, even though the ending is shit.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, man. I was sitting there thinking about this the other day. It's a rare day that I've seen a series from beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a few, and the only one that I still watch that hasn't ended yet is Stranger Things. So I've seen every episode of that, and we'll watch
the summer one coming up
in a couple months.
Yeah.
Speaking of TV shows, unless you want to talk more about Game of Thrones, I'm sure.
No, I got one more thing that I've started. So I started reading this comic, American.
Shocking.
Called Monstrous.
I've heard of it.
Now, it's weird high fantasy, and it has like imagine Underworld, but instead of lichens and vampires, it's this cabal of witches who are like these like generals versus these like animal hybrid things.
Wait,
right?
You're reading a book about chicks doing shit?
Yes.
Oh, you're fucking. Oh man, this whole fucking summer is just ass backwards. This whole summer is starting off like a breech birth.
I'm reading this right, and it's literally it's girls doing shit.
Oh, I'm shocked.
And it's like I'm like, because I saw something about it on Reddit. It was just like, it was a screen cap, because people are like, they'll put up screen caps of comics, and it's like, this will be the screen cap that gets you into it. And it was like to guess the main character, she had like this Cthulian arm, and I was like, that's cool, I'll give it a shot. Then I'm reading it, I'm like, it's just chicks doing shit, but they're pretty brutal chicks. So I'm like, within the context of its world, it makes sense. It's not like weird spy fiction, like Atomic Blonde, where this 100-pound chick is beating up 300-pound Russians. They are magic chicks. They obviously have order in the world, and it starts off actually with like a slave auction, and one of the chicks is being sold to this torturer who is a sadistic fuck. Anyhow, the art in the book is odd because it reminds me of old Chinese like graphics, but it's pretty good to look at. They really go heavy-handed on the lore really in the beginning, so I guess there's going to be a lore dump at the end of this volume where it's like, this is how you understand everything going on. And pretty much what I heard about it is that it's fantasy equivalency to Saga in depth, so I was like, I'll give it a shot. It's called Monstrous. Other than that, not really playing anything. I don't know the free game for next month, which should be coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be garbage.
Probably.
I would say garbage. This is a game.
Nothing that should. I got the one from this month. Just at the. I usually just get them just in case I want something to do in between stuff. So whatever. So what do you got? Because my week is done skiing.
Oh, there is one last thing that I forgot to say.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something on YouTube the other day. Mm-hmm. It was a featurette for the 10th season of Archer.
Really?
Guess what they're doing this year?
Wild West.
They're in space.
Archer in space.
The whole season is them in space.
Oh boy.
It looks like a cross between Aliens and Space 1999.
Cool.
Pam is not Pam in this one.
She's Pambot?
No, she's a big giant alien.
Oh. Okay.
But I was like, this show already jumped the shark for me anyways.
Yeah.
It really did with Dreamland.
Oh, yeah, you told me that.
Because I did not like that season. After the first 3 episodes, I'm not watching any more of this. I just can't. Will I see this one? I don't know. Because it's not on Hulu. It was just weird because it's not that popular of a show anymore. You could make that argument, years ago when it first came on, but not now. It's not one of those shows that a lot of people still talk about.
No, it's not.
It's just not. So why not put the current episodes on fucking Hulu? It's fucking dumb now. So if they do and if it's on Hulu, I probably will. But if it's not, I'm not going to go out of my way to see it. Just because I just could not stand. I didn't like that season or the season before that one when they were private eyes in real life. I didn't like that season at all. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that it's on YouTube, and so go out there and check it out. So if you have nothing else, and I have nothing else, let's finish this episode out because we're doing pretty good for this week. Let's close this out with some box office numbers. These are the 10 highest grossing movies of the week, courtesy of JoeBlow.com. At number 1 is a movie that I talked about not a couple minutes ago, Aladdin. That was the number 1 movie of the country this week.
Okay.
It made $86.1 million so far. Probably is going to make over $100 million when it's all said and done. Because of its of Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
Number 2 is another movie that I talked about.
John Wick.
John Wick Chapter 3. Made $24.3 million, already over $100 million domestically. Number 3 was Avengers Endgame. made $16.8 million to get to $798.1 million domestically. Good Lord. That movie made all the money this week, this year. Number 4 was Pokemon Detective Pikachu,
Yay!
which they had. I don't give a fuck about. $13.3 million. It made $116.1 million. Number 5 was Brightburn.
Okay. Making some dollars at least.
Did it? $7.5 million.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this movie looks like it is a dud.
Too bad.
And it's too bad because it's a good movie, and we do recommend that. Number 6 was a movie called Booksmart.
What's that about?
I have no fucking clue. It's
Motherfuckers getting smart reading
no,
and
what? But these two high school girls.
shit.
It's one of those type of movies, right?
Coming of age.
Kind of, I guess. But it made $6.5 million.
Alright.
Number 7 was A Dog's Journey, which I could have swore this movie came out like a year or two ago.
Wasn't it A Dog's Life? Whereas the dog dies and comes back with different dogs?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, did this movie already come out? Did I miss something here? Because it's the same movie. But it made $4 million. It's made $14.9 million altogether. Number 8 was The Hustle.
Oh, the one with
Rebel Wilson and Anne Hathaway. That made $3.8 million, $29.8 million altogether. Number 9 was The Intruder. $2.2 million, $31.9 million. And number 10 was Long Shot, which seems like it's also a dud. Made $1.5 million and $28.6 million.
That's the rom-com, right?
Yeah, Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron.
Oh, yeah, that's garbage. I saw a trailer for that, and I
was just like, Seth Rogen is kind of hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
More missed than hit.
Definitely more missed than hit.
Yeah, because for every like Pineapple Express that I liked, this shit like knocked up. That I was like, get the fuck out of here with this fucking movie.
Speaking of trailers, have you seen the Terminator one?
Yeah, I did. Dark Fate, yeah. You know, that's another franchise that the first 2 are great.
Yeah,
all the rest of the other ones, I didn't care for. Didn't care for Rise of the Machines. Didn't care for
Salvation.
And I didn't even see Genesis.
I did.
So I didn't see that one because I just didn't care for it.
The thing is that they don't tell a story. It's like, how can we put Arnold Schwarzenegger in here, and how can we act as if robots are a threat? Like, this toaster is a threat.
Why does this Terminator keep getting older?
Yeah.
Like it does in this one. Like Schwarzenegger looks like old ass Schwarzenegger. Like, I don't know about this one. But I did see it. I was just like,
I like the trailer. I like the new Terminator they have. I like the the weird liquid metal black.
The Butchie one?
No,
but she's human. But she's human. But she's a robot.
Because that's what you call a cyborg.
The fuck is going on with this fucking franchise?
Yeah, that's
I did see it. I didn't see the last one. I don't know if I'll see this one either. I really think they, as the years went on, that franchise really fell off a cliff. It really fell off a cliff. So, it is what it is. Speaking of things that are coming out, this upcoming weekend, there are at least 2 movies that I can't wait to see.
Which ones?
One is Ma.
Ah, yeah, that's coming out. Wow.
Yep, that comes out that comes out Friday. And the other thing that's coming out Friday, Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Fuck yes.
The Godzilla movie we should have got all along. With Godzilla versus Mothra and Rodan and fucking King Ghidorah. Abso-fucking-lutely sign me up. Can't wait to see this movie. I am a big Godzilla fan. Grew up as a kid watching a lot of those Godzilla flicks, so I am definitely looking forward to this.
I remember I used to borrow VHS Godzilla tapes from like my one nerdy friend in junior high school, and I just remember we had a double head VCR. So I was copying Godzilla, and then Sci-Fi would have their Godzilla like Memorial Day marathon or July 4th extravaganza, and I would sit there and watch every goofy fucking Godzilla, Godzuki, whatever was on, and it's so weird. It's like how many Godzilla movies there were even back then when we were kids, because boy, did I miss some of the bigger monsters until I were older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially once we got to like the '98 version of Godzilla. That one stunk.
Yeah.
And every one of the last, even the last Godzilla movie, I didn't like too much. What you call those fucking monsters, by the way?
Huh?
What you call those monsters in the last one, by the way?
Oh, fuck.
What you call it? You called them something on the last one of the last few episodes. I thought it was just hysterical.
I can't.
But yeah. When I was a kid, they would show a lot of Godzilla movies on Saturday afternoons, like Grand American Bandstand. They would do the Creature Double features on UHF. That's how old, showing my age, where there was nothing but 5 channels, and all you get is this on the local UHF channel here in the Rock. They would show sometimes some Godzilla flicks, and my favorite still to this day is Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. That was awesome.
That was cool.
Yeah. Or Destroy Our Monsters.
And see, the funniest thing is that, like, Japan still releases tons of Godzilla movies.
Yeah, but I know that, but they don't work for me. Like Godzilla 2000 didn't really work for me.
There's Super Godzilla, too.
Yeah.
I think you can find that one on Netflix. That should be out by now.
Honestly, they could have just done just one. Godzilla versus Mothra, and I still would have been on board with all this.
Yeah. But
never mind that you're getting 3. You're getting this monster battle royale.
Monster.
Absolutely. And then I think after this, they're supposed to be doing Godzilla versus King Kong. And if they're doing that, I'm on board for that one as well. Because we never really got a proper. I know they've done it in the past, but not the way it should have been done.
I wonder how they're going to compensate for King Kong being significantly smaller than Godzilla.
Well, they did Skull Island. That was King Kong's kind of. I didn't see it, but I guess that was the leeway into Godzilla versus.
But wasn't he still fighting like dinosaurs, and he was just like the same size as them? Because Godzilla is taller than buildings, and as long as King Kong can climb a building.
Hey, listen. I don't care how it works.
Give him some of that spirit juice.
I had another thought about Godzilla afterwards. But then after that, let's say that this one cooks, and they do Godzilla versus King Kong, and that one cooks. After that, they need to do Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
Yeah. That'd be so cool.
That'd be fucking dope. So, that's all I got. I'm sure that's all you got.
That's all I got.
So, that will do it for us for this week. We appreciate you taking the time to come hang out with us. I've been Alan 1. He's been Brother C. We've been to Geeks From Apt 2. We'll see you next week, and as always, keep the door open for you.
Deuces.
Laters.
Oh, no.